Good evening is the frequency in use. This is K4PW net control for the Mt Juliet Simplex radio net. And apparently it's an emergency now. I hear the wind whipping around my house right now. This is K4PW, and is there any emergency or priority traffic? Very good. If there is, call 911. If at any time you feel that you need to report some kind of an emergency due to the storm, feel free to do so, or jump onto the MTers network, or obviously call the EOC, which is also I'm pretty sure they're activated tonight over on the 147-105 machine. I think that's what it is. I have to look again. Anyways, the 111, and you guys know which one it is. Or, no, there's no or in there. Call 911 if you have a real emergency. If you have a weather problem or you want to report a weather issue, report it to the local authority. The authorities having jurisdiction, as they say. For information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube, where you can see my my SWR meter and my signal strength meter here on a really nice picture today. I got to admit, it's pretty. And you can see how your signal sounds compared to others. To me, that is. You can also hear other stations, excuse me, through the YouTube video. But anyway, you can go to put my call K4PEW, not the word my call, K4PEW in the search block for YouTube, and you can you'll bring up you'll see that it's my channel, and it should say that there's a premiere going on right now. Also, you can go to our website for information, 146415.net. It's simple, just like the frequency we're on, without the decimal in the numbers anyway. Also, you can go to the groups.io site, which is groups.in Oscar. Just do a search for MJSS, Mike Juliet Sierra Sierra. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@aerl.net. And that normally meets at 8 o'clock every Wednesday and Saturday night, unless something crazy happens. Even when I lose power, I'll get on the air. Maybe not with much power, but I'll get on the air. The purpose of the net is to have fun. And also to be of service to your neighbors if you have to be, your family and your neighbors, and the community if you have to be in a real emergency, and ham radio can be a big part of that. And it can be just a little part, but it'll be a big part to you and your family if you have to report something, or if you lose all other forms of communication. As far as announcements, which is coming up next year, the big announcement of the day is that Schulman auction, I believe, started today or tomorrow. One of the two. You'll see it. It was on the thing coming up. If you're interested in buying some older equipment or just some relatively older equipment, Schulman auction. You can look on the in the message section if you haven't already seen it. You can probably look it up on the web as well under SCHULMAN, Schulman Ham Auction. Excuse me. So today is Wednesday, whatever today is, Wednesday the 13th. We are net number 787. We're starting from the east, but we'll be taking people short on time first. Please come now. Short on time. Is there anybody out there at all short on time? Then we're going to move right into any first-time check-ins. Again, I think I have my volume down. That's a pretty terrible thing to have. Any first-time check-ins? I mean, any people short on time? Let's do that first. Please, somebody, please tell me I'm on frequencies.
You are. Good quality.
All right, we got K4TYJ. How's your weather down there, Jimmy?
Well, it's getting a little windy. It's picking up, but I'm still in the clear for right now.
Yeah, very good. Oh, we're getting some pretty good gusts here, but I don't think they're more than 20 or 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're still on the severe thunderstorm warning though, but I got the radar map up and it's inching closer every second. So, yep, I'm hanging in there though, Paul.
All right, very good. Keep us posted if you need something or want to update us. But anyway, Echo 4 Tango, Yankee Juliet, Jim's in Woodbury, or at least a little bit north of Woodbury, out in the woods. Who else is short on time?
Debbie WV4DX. I've got my antenna hooked up this time.
You got your antennas hooked up this time?
Yeah, it wasn't connected earlier.
Oh, okay. Very good. How you doing, Eddie?
Doing okay. I was picking you up good without my antenna, so you must be doing real good.
Well, I went back to my AFT 897D radio.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, it looks good. Well, I hope everybody bears it through the storm here. So I'll be in and out. Thanks for doing the net, W4VX.
Very good. That was Eddie in Gladeville. Whiskey for Echo Bravo X-ray. Who else is short on time? Maybe I should ask. Who needs time to go unhook their antennas? All right. Any first-time check-ins? All righty then. We'll start taking check-ins from the east. Please come now.
WA4ZHI.
Hello, James. You must be sitting low and slow over there in your valley over there.
It's thundering and I'm not after to see if it's light, and it was probably light in it a little earlier.
Yeah, I was just out there verifying everything was okay outside, and it was gusting around. The rain had just started. I can't look out the window right now.
Well, just rained earlier this afternoon, but it's turned tonight.
Oh yeah, well, it was a terrific afternoon. I mowed the front lawn and the back lawn. It was nice and warm and sunny. It was great.
I was just checking out my car that I had driven in about 4 months, and it's working pretty good.
Ah, very good. Yeah, it's nice when the car's supposed to be running good and you can use it again.
Remember how to run it.
Very good. Anything else for the net, James?
No, nothing else like you.
All right, very good. You're full scale here. That's not that I'd expect you to be any less, but that's James here in Mt Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India. Who else is east? Anybody else east? Please come now. In one of these days. Okay. Who else is east? Oh.
WB0NLO.
Hello. How are you doing up there by the weather station there, Mark?
Blown away.
Yeah, it's pretty breezy out there. I don't know what the gust. I'm not watching the weather. What do they say the gusts are up to?
Yeah, let's see. I'm measuring them at 20 here.
Well, that's not terrible. When it hits 35 or 40 or 50, then I start to get worried.
Yeah, that's when I start looking at the trees coming through the skylight.
Yeah, not a good way. Anything good for the night?
No, not a thing.
Are you running full power today? Because your signal is really kind of scratchier than a little lower volume than normal.
I'm on the J-pole in the attic, but it's not really a J-pole.
Identifying it not as a J-pole?
Right. Yeah, I'm identifying as a J-pole in the attic. I'm not going to mention what I really am.
All right, very good. No, you're doing good, though. I mean, it's still like 10 over here.
Hang on. I got to run, Paul. Talk to you later. WB0NLO.
Very good. Have a good night, Mark. I hope everything's okay. November, Oscar, and it's Mark up in Northwest Wilson, up near the weather station, the National Weather Service up there. North.
KN4 BTT.
KN4 is that? Just give me that call one more time, too. It doesn't sound familiar to me.
Kilo November 4 Bravo Tango Brian.
Oh, very good, Brian. How are you?
Doing good. Just listening to the pounding rain and the gusting wind.
Well, they're doing a good job of it, and it's making a lot of racket up there with the thunder.
Yeah, yeah, they are. I was there's a big black lightning just now, but they do have a tornado warning out for county. The radar had clean circulation up there, so anybody up in there.
Yeah, I shudder to think when that kind of stuff actually hits, because you know how devastating that is.
Yeah, yeah. I hate for them. I was concerned, but I did have reports from Washington to say that it moved through pretty quick, so I'm glad to hear it's going to move on out.
Yeah, very good. Brian, where are you again? I didn't write it down.
I'm up in Portland, north of Gallatin on 109.
Oh yeah, very good. Portland. I just got to remember Portland. That's good. You're up near Ricky then.
Yeah, Roger that. Ricky's my neighbor. He's on the north side of town. I'm on the south side of town.
Okay, very good. Anything else for the net for us, Brian?
No, sir. I'm going to clear out here and go back over to the empires. So that's up to you. Y'all have a good one. 7-3.
All right, Brian, take it easy. KN4 Bravo Tango Tango Brian in Portland. One more. Anybody else north? Could be a short net. Anybody else north? Anybody west?
AM4 YRF.
Yeah, we just. I'm glad you were able to bust through that pile up, Michael.
I noticed.
Everything on our brother doing over there in the hills.
He won't be checking in. They're under a tornado warning there in Cheatham.
Well, I guess I'm.
I know it would.
Everything going all right for you and Emily?
Yeah, everything is going right.
Yeah, very good. Like I said, it's these kind of things with trauma. I'll just call that. Time to get back to square one.
She's making progress. She's able to put a shoe on, wear a shoe a little while each day now, and that's an improvement. And she is remembering a few more things, so that it'll just take time and it'll come on.
Is she remembering she doesn't like her brother?
Yes, but I wasn't going to mention that.
No, I'm just glad she's young enough to be able to recover like that. Because if you get old, it's rougher when you're older.
Oh yeah, it really. Her and Thomas they have done real well together since this. And she really enjoys watching him tinker around out on the carport.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to jump in and help.
No, she has her mind games that she plays on her tablet and
DLE.
Yeah, she's not here now, but I'm gonna remind her of that whenever she comes back.
Yeah, it's a great memory helper in the very frustrating process if you can't get it right.
Well, Emily, she gets into it. Sometimes hours will go by, and she's just totally engrossed with it.
Well, that's good. It keeps your mind going.
Yep, I'm hoping that it'll help her in the end.
Very good. Do you have anything else for the net, Michael? Because that's what we do. You just didn't do the announcement. Hearing.
No, Paula, I didn't. I actually had the HT on the Aries net, and I was distracted.
Are they keeping pretty active over there?
Anything from them yet?
Yeah, I guess it's not an emergency unless it's a tornado.
I guess.
Very good. That was Michael, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else? Where am I? Oh, north, east, north, or west? Anybody copying that? Because I couldn't hear. I can hear it, but I don't know who it is. Frank. Where the heck is he? Is he out in Lebanon? Barely copying him. What did Frank say?
Frank, I didn't catch that. Come back.
Yeah, I'm running HT in the house.
Oh, man, he's on the HT in the house.
Oh, I heard that. Yes, that's right. I'm on the HS in the house called the hot seat.
Roger that. I just drove through it. Seems like it comes out a certain way.
Yeah, very good. You just didn't want to have your antennas hooked up today, did you? Anything because I'm already independently poor. You know that.
Yeah, you probably have all your stuff secured with that.
Now I have the. It's a company called Five Finger Discount Insurance. Yeah, I didn't catch one word of that. It was nothing but static. Moved around, or the storm moved around.
I'm shocked that you can't hear me, but man, Mike, you're coming in here, so nothing's been there. 7-3 things we're doing it. Taking out our pictures.
Yeah, very good. You were S5 on the last. So you weren't doing too bad. You were bouncing around between 2 and 5, but it's the last one was pretty good for an HT. All right, it was Frank, 509 Romeo Kilo on his HT from the house, so I know hardly anybody can hear him. Who else is north, south?
KG4 CXC, Chris in Mt Juliet.
See, there's a man who's throwing his caution to the wind in a storm. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, man. Hopefully it's gonna just hang out there. No, it was okay in the last little bit of wind, but time will tell.
Wind just settled down here in the last 30 seconds.
It does seem to be less out there right now. Yeah, I hope that we have just a short window of weather, but we'll see.
Well, they said it might be raining off and on all night, but we shall. Like I said, they said it was going to do, but like I said, I want to mow the lawn.
Yeah, it got pushed out and then just pushed out further, and everything's always delayed. First front will come, and then we'll get a little break, and then hopefully after that. So maybe.
Storm fronts move in here. That's all.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was way too warm and way too windy today. Didn't like the idea.
Well, I even heard in passing the weather person on the radio saying something about not good when it's warm during the day.
Seeing what that does.
Yeah, I know it. It's awful. Nice sunny warm day and a nice gives lots of power to things. Anyway, that was Chris for the net.
No, that's all I've got. Everyone be safe.
All righty, very good. That's Chris, Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray West.
W4MUL.
Hey, Jimmy, Mr. Weatherman, which station do you want spots in the weather?
You mean on TV?
Well, I don't know. Do you have your own weather station?
Well, yeah, I got my weather, but I mainly watch the radar on my, my phone.
Ah, okay. From the National Weather Service feed, you mean?
Yes, from.
Oh, yeah. What's it look like now? Is that front kind of just coming over us and going past us now?
Yeah, the main leading edge of the past us now. Things looks like kind of like a calm down outside.
Yeah, I like it when it's calmer outside. That's for sure.
Yep, powerful calm.
Yeah, for those who didn't know, Jimmy retired from the Weather Service. So the weather. Everything going well for you? Going well for you, Jimmy?
Yeah, as long as my HF antenna didn't get blown down.
That's why DX Engineering and HRO and what you call it, Gigaparts are there for us. There are money.
Yeah. Well, last time the last big wind came through broke the band vertical, so fiberglass. So I got some fiberglass cloth and some repaired it, and it looks like it held.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it's now which wind are you talking about? Recently, in the last couple of months?
about 2 months ago, we had about a 50 or 55 mile an hour wind. I would have the darn thing guide, and
We had storm front did move in here at the end of March, March 30th, 31st, somewhere around there.
not sure how long ago it was, but it certainly broke it right in two.
Yeah, well, having it guide would be helpful. In fact, I should be guiding mine, but it seems to take the abuse. I don't know. Maybe when it gets broken, then I'll go, oh, well, I should have guided.
Well, you wouldn't think that relatively thin little piece of aluminum would present much force to the wind, but it does.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, you don't get a good feel for what, when you hear gusts out there, you don't know whether they're, unless it's really crazy, you don't know that it's, whether it's 30 or 60 mile an hour, unless you're looking at a weather station.
Yeah. I was just listening. It got positively quiet over here.
Yeah, I just hear a little bit of rolling thunder in the back.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, very good. Anything else for the net, Jimmy?
No, sir, that's it.
Very good. That was Whiskey 4 Mike, Uniform Foxtrot, here in kind of the northeast quadrant of Mount Juliet. Who else is east or north or east? Anybody east, west, or north?
Bill.
Hey, Bill, you sound bad conditions tonight.
Got lightning, thunder, and heavy rain all around me. Power went out, but my little solar thing kept right on working.
Oh, yeah, you guys still on the no power, are you, at the house?
No, it's come back on just a couple. I like my solar power.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good deal. And of course, they'll last as long, your power will last as long as the batteries will let you. So you got to wean your traffic on the air when you got just a battery backing you up, eh? Yeah, I'm with you. Well, very good. How are you, Bill? That was KM4, November Yankee. He's in Murfreesboro and he's on his battery backup, which he always is because he's got solar power. He's doing a great job in an emergency, I'm sure. Who else is north, even down to south? Please come down.
Oscar 4 Kilo Alpha Juliet, that's on I-40 east of Mt Juliet.
Oh, Alpha Juliet, how are you doing tonight? Man, we just took a massive lightning strike nearby here. It was, I don't know if you heard it from where you are, but it was a big.
Copy that. I'm at it.
Yeah, would you say you're mobile tonight?
Yeah, what's it sound like? I think I probably need a little bit better antenna on it.
No, you're not doing too bad. I can copy you real good. Yeah, no, you were right there. You see, you were bouncing up, between 10 and 40 over. So you're not doing too bad from the mobile.
Just something.
All right, very good. Everything else, I mean, is the weather still before?
Yeah, I'm on 40 pounds. I'm probably flipping closer to 11. But yeah,
All right, and this is Tim, right?
Sam.
You go by Sam. I'm sorry about that, Sam. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, I'm just waiting for it to pass. I'll feel a lot better.
That's it. I'm L4 KJ.
Very good, Sam. Good to hear from you. Hadn't heard from you in a little while. Nice to hear. Oscar 4 Kilo Alpha Juliet. Sam. See, people don't check in regularly. I forget. Associated with it's awful because I don't cheat by going on the. I don't keep a cheat. Dang, a cheat sheet. Oh.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
I remember Larry. How you doing, Larry? All right?
Yeah, pretty good.
No damage?
Well, we get about 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, but we can take that. It's when they get up in the 50s and 60s it starts to hurt.
Okay, man. We'll let you get on with it.
KE4, that's what I be.
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south?
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta.
Ken, you haven't been on the air much recently. What are you on? I would say basement arrest or something.
Doctor arrest. There. We had 75, 80 miles an hour wind on my set. I was looking at some of the charts around us. Had a little bit of some face trim off the house, and it flattened my 10 through 80 meter vertical.
Oh, it knocked it right down out of your backyard there?
Yep, later.
Well, hopefully it's repairable.
Oh yeah, there's pieces to it. You know, as they step up in size, you can order any one of those pieces, and it's a piece that's bent.
Did you have that thing guide?
I did not. Isn't that stupid?
Mine isn't guide either.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, we'll have to wait till daylight. I see from somewhere on the house laying on the patio on the back, but I'm not about to go out tonight and look.
We'll hope it's nothing serious. Hope it's nothing you have to get up on a ladder to put back up.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't like her ladder. Anyway, I'll let you go. You know, minor stuff. I think that main pipe is about $30. So we'll get it back going.
Well, if $30, man, you just need to set up a GoFundMe site.
Yep. I'll just go cry and whine until my wife realizes, you know, I need to go ahead and open a piece of pipe.
I hear you. All right, very good. That was Ken. He's in Smyrna. Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. Oh, he got his antenna knocked down, but fixable. All right, who else is south?
Kilo India 4, November Delta November.
Sound good down there, David? You have any issues down there because of the wind?
Not as of yet. I've had a little wind, not much. It's very minor. It's kind of took the edge made north or northwest to southeast winds right now. It only concerns me when that wind turns around from the other direction and they leak, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know that Rutherford had some extreme weather warnings.
Had a terrible different warnings, but no, nothing major here at my location here in Reasonable. So I'm just a little edge of it, I'm sure. It comes through Christiana, moving up your way, so no problem yet.
We're coming to back. Whatever the worst of it was, seemed to have passed us by because it settled down outside here.
Yes, right.
Well, let's hope it's not the calm before the storm, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have.
There's a lot of warnings. Keep you scared. Keep some a warning so you can help protect yourself from it.
Oh yeah, no, you've got to. It says that one person was killed on the third day of the storm's outbreak. I just looked at the weather here, so that wasn't here though. I don't know where that was. Anyway, good to have you in there, David. You got a good signal tonight through the rainy, stormy night. That's David in Reedyville, Kilo India 4 November south. Anybody else south? Anybody south, east, north, or west?
Even Oscar 4 Tango Golf X-ray.
So you just saw this. You heard that big clap of thunder as the storm was getting past us.
You hear it on the mic?
Right. It was loud.
Yeah, I guess with the same storm coming through.
Oh yeah, very much so. You see it okay?
We'll see you in the morning.
That storm we had a couple of years ago, we had those straight line winds. You know, May of 20, whatever year that was, 2019, and I went out that night to see what damage was done. Here I see my 65-foot poplar tree laying over the power lines in the street.
Yeah, we helped the cleanup. They came north of 40, but didn't hit us much that year.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It's I would have messed that one. I had to spend a fair amount of money getting that tree out of the yard. Anyway, anything good for the net tonight?
Gonna put that offer out there. If anybody needs help with those antennas, let me know.
Oh yeah, I don't think I will. I'm still hanging in there, I think. Very good. That was John in Mount Juliet. Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Golf X-ray. Who else is any place anywhere? Got nothing. Nobody else in. Everybody disconnected their antennas, I think, or they're hiding in the basement.
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
All right, Greg. You didn't just make it home, did you?
Yeah, I just got in. I didn't. I drove instead of played radio. I had it kind of going in the background, but as you feeling.
Oh yeah. Well, windy and rainy and stormy isn't fun. They had a big accident on 4 o'clock this afternoon. It stopped the interstate all going westbound.
That's a regular thing where you make your panic news.
Well, that only one lane was open. Both the medians were closed, and 3 of the 4 lanes were closed. My wife was on the way to work.
Yeah, I just about 10 minutes while I left work is when it's torn up pretty good around my neighborhood. There's some trees down across the road. So
You said,
yeah, a couple of them small ones.
oh, they must have got some pretty good wind gusts.
Yeah, I haven't heard yet the reports from the people who were here during it, but I can see some debris around.
Yeah, that straight line that happened in May of 2 years ago. I think are just on the block I'm on, both sides of the street, which is only, I think there was a total of 7 trees long.
Many years ago, I was in Murfreesboro when an 80-mile-per-hour straight line wind came through. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow, that was, yeah, that's something that I have winds that are that intensity and they're consistent. It's not like they're gusts; they're just consistent, straight line, strong winds.
Or as bad enough at 80, it's like it keeps exponentially getting worse.
Oh yeah, very much so. Well, I'm hoping everything's right at your homestead tonight.
Yep, everything's good. I hope the weather passes through. Everybody makes it 84 TV.
Good. That's Greg in Antioch. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Anybody else? Any place? Anywhere?
Comment. Charlie 9 Echo 10 Juliet.
Hey, Paul. How are you holding up in the strong winds and noise?
So far just noise here, but nothing out of the usual for a thunderstorm, I guess.
Did I write your call down right? Kilo Delta 4 Echo Tango. No, Kilo, it's 9, isn't it?
Yeah, Kilo Charlie 9.
Well, I ain't right on the correction, but I forgot about it. I was kind of I was distracted when you gave your call. Because did you say comment or did somebody else?
Oh, that was me.
Okay. Who's me?
W4NUL.
Oh, okay. Very good. What's up, Jimmy?
I just wanted to have measured 64-mile-an-hour gust at the Nashville Airport at 7:52, and at 8:04 the mile-an-hour gust.
And it was how much in Nashville again?
64-mile-an-hour.
Wow. Well, that's enough. That's a lot. Do you think is that because there's such? Do you think it makes a difference? You'd know this more than I because there's so much flat. It gets up to that speed.
Well, it could be, yeah, that was, a strong tree line or something like that. It's going to, slow it down.
Man, well, see, 60. I've been in 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it isn't fun.
Yeah, that's generally the point where you're falling over.
Yeah, exactly. If you're leaning into the wind and it starts to hesitate, you fall over.
That's true. Anyway, I just wanted to pass that along.
Very good. That was Jimmy. He said it was 64-mile-an-hour winds at the Nashville at BNA. You say he didn't have much over there, Paul, where you are, north of 70?
No, here, just lightning and 30-mile-an-hour winds maybe.
Yeah, that's about what we had here. It was just gusty and blowing around, and it just seems like it's a threat. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Paul?
No, just relaxing here. I was busy working awards all week, so today I finally slept in until about 10 o'clock. It felt nice.
Oh, really? Where is that being held?
No, they did it up at the Municipal Auditorium this year.
Why did they do it there?
Because of hockey. It takes about 2 weeks to load a show like that in and get it out. And there was several hockey games, so their arena.
Okay. Did that make it more difficult for you guys?
Yeah. Yeah. Smaller, building, smaller loading dock, less roof capacity for weight. But it's fine. No, it's actually more because we had to distribute everything out so much for the loads.
Oh, really? That's. I've seen those. I'm not real hip on what you guys do, but I've seen them in concerts, and I'm amazed at how much.
Oh yeah, it's a lot, and especially now with all the bands and everything want wireless mics, wires, and the joke in our industry is that it takes twice as many wires to go wireless.
Is that pretty secure? I mean, in terms of interference?
It depends. It's somebody's job at the show just coordinate all the radio frequency stuff because we do all our show and rehearsal stuff, and then on show day, get all the press and media mess it up for you.
Well, the reason I'm asking is I just wondered if somebody was able to. Because I was in a church one time, and somebody busted in on a church frequency, and well, he probably would just wasn't even on the same frequency, just busted in on it because of the. But I'm just wondering if those are possible in those kind of events.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Which frequencies are they?
No, and I mean it's pretty low power stuff. I mean the stuff they microphones and in-ear monitors and stuff is 100 milliwatts or less. So take a lot of special care and antennas and proximity and things.
Yeah, I got you. Well, it would just seem to be had powerful equipment nearby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean the stuff operates in what they call the white spaces, so in between TV. Nobody should have anything that can transmit there.
Oh, au contraire, sir.
Oh, I know. Out there.
Well, my radio is opened up so it can transmit all the way across the spectrum. I don't know if I can. Is it in like? Well, you tell me. Well, don't tell me if you want to.
So it's usually in between TV channels and things. So there's just like in our primary and secondary users and things. And so obviously in a TV spectrum, the primary is broadcast station, and then there's wireless mics and things. But it happens. Like for example, it's down there on Broadway, and you got all the bars down there, and honky tonks or whatever, all the bands playing, and they got their own wireless gear they bring in, and just out of ignorance, not anybody trying to do any damage, but someone comes and fires up their own guitar rig or something, and suddenly they're interfering with you.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
No. Yeah, I mean, it happens. You just try to keep an eye on it. Someone's usually sitting there staring at a spectrum analyzer the whole show.
I got you. Yeah. You have to be a radio frequency detective.
You can be. There's guys, it's like the Super Bowl and all that stuff. There's actually dudes that's their job is to sit there and interference and find the guy.
Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know if that'd be fun or not, to tell you the truth. Anyways, doing bad things is going to do it anyway.
Oh, that's true. I mean, it happens. It's like it happens on the ham radio. It happens everywhere. It happens for that stuff too.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you seen it?
Sometimes, yeah, and again, it's usually not harmful. It's just, but when you're using an uplink truck and you're transmitting up to the bird, another uplink truck anywhere could accidentally fire up and test or have the wrong transponder dialed in, and suddenly, yeah, you're
Yeah, that's interesting. I remember, you know, again, I'm old enough to remember what I think it was the first time well, I'm pretty, and I knew it was satellite. And that was the Olympics. And I think it was the 60 Olympics when they did a live satellite feed from wherever the Olympics was that year. I don't recall.
what year?
60.
Before my
I know. That's why I said I'm old enough to remember that.
yeah, it's still a thing. I mean, you still do a lot of satellite stuff, but interestingly enough, usually that's the backup feed nowadays. Usually the primary or fiber connectivity's got so good that most major cities you can get fiber anywhere.
It's true. I know that well, obviously, just the reliability of fiber is going to be much better than a satellite.
Oh yeah, like roll through, and if you don't have enough power to push through it, then you're taking hits.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net tonight?
Yes, sir. Just gonna enjoy some time off in this spring light weather. Thanks for doing the net.
Very good. That was Paul, Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Sierra here in Mount Juliet. He's north of 70 here in Mount Juliet. Who else is any place anywhere? Please come.
All up here. I'm gonna check them all in one at a time.
All right, you guys holding down the fort over there?
Working at it hard.
I guess Frank was sitting at the house on his AC, or was he at work? I mean, where you guys are on his AC?
He was up here for a little while, and we're sitting up here now watching the world go by.
Well, as long as the storm went by, I'm thrilled.
Playing. And I don't know if we had a whole lot of damage. We've got high winds and heavy rain, but that's been about the extent of it so far. Wait.
Yeah, I know when I first got here, I don't remember whether it was 2012 or 2013, and you'd remember it. Come through, and there was a tornado in Mount Juliet, and it went up and tore up those buildings on the north side of 70 there, east of Mount Juliet Road.
Oh yeah, I'm out. Get leveled at least 3 or 4 or 5 buildings up through there.
Yeah, they were just. I think there were any residences.
No, I don't recall any residences being damaged. Anyway, let me check these carriers. 4 RBQ, info LLC, and Deputy 4 BWC.
You're not going to believe it, but I wrote them all down.
We're all here, I promise.
I was able to keep up with you, actually, only because I knew all the calls. That's very helpful.
Yeah, when you hear them enough, you know. Hang on just a second. Highball. Highball.
Oh man, it sounds like a kindergarten class talking to the president.
No, in kindergarten.
Yeah, it's the president calling in on an old folks home for everybody to turn 100.
That's right. That's a bunch of everybody driving, but they all got their license. Well, we're all good.
Well, I'm always glad when years got activated in the Williamson County, all the EOCs got activated, and then nothing happens. I'm always thrilled.
Well, that's one of them deals.
Well, before I was a ham, we had a big tornado come through in whatever year, early 2000s, 2003 maybe in Florida, and big tornado warning. A hurricane as well as tornado. And it didn't go the route that we thought it was. It was going to come up. It was coming through the Keys, and they said lit Tampa Bay, which means St. Pete, Tampa would be a gigantic, flooded, hairy, blow down mess. Was scared to death, and so to speak. And I used to volunteer at the local hospital, and I would run out to the cafeteria just waiting, and And then I run out to the lobby and see what the status was. I came back and I told the table I was sitting. I said, "Well, thank goodness." I said, it changed course and it's going up the middle of the state." And the one girl says, "Oh, hit us." Apparently, you've never seen a hurricane, have you?
She wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, was she?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'd like to see a tornado. Yeah, you do it alone, okay? Bye bye.
Right? You have all the fun with that you stand. I'm not going to thank you.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's like when I left my house that day. They said, I was going over to volunteer, and my wife was over there at the hospital, and I left my dogs at the house. And I said, well, I don't know if that dog's going to be there or the dogs when I get back, because he said it was going to be a direct hit on our town.
Wow. And that's the scary part, not knowing. And there's no way to predict it. We're to death there for a while.
Well, yeah, it's always, it's like my mother said. She asked me these scares over the years. She goes, "What would you do if a tornado tore up everything?" I go, or hurricane tore up everything. I said, "Well, I don't know. Just move. If I buy another house, I don't know. I got insurance. As long as we're not hurt, I don't care."
Right? You can rebuild anything, modern wood and all that kind of thing, but folks, is another thing altogether. As long as you got yourself and your mate and going up can be redone. That's no big deal.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, I'm glad everybody over there had nothing to do tonight, and I appreciate all you guys checking in. We just checked in Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. I took the liberty to check in Whiskey Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo Stephanie, Whiskey 8 PLA Philip, K4 or Kilo 4 Romeo Bravo Bravo Brent. No, Quebec. It's Romeo Bravo Quebec. I wrote that too fast. That was Brent in November 4 Lima Lima Charlie. That is what's his name? Oh man, his name escaped me there for a minute. Help me out, Reggie.
Logan.
Oh yeah, Logan. It's a unique name, and maybe that's why I don't remember. I don't know anybody else named Logan, except for the Loganberry wine that I drink. And Whiskey Bravo 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie, and that is Jeff. So we got a good crowd over there at the operations center. All right, anybody else? Please come now. I know it's a hard act to follow. Is anybody else out there tonight? All right, we'll wrap it up. We're going to move over to 10 meters here momentarily on 28.415, which, by the way, there's another net Sunday night on 28.415 at 7:30, though. And all right, anybody else want to check in before I move?
KD4VW up here in Bethpage.
Kilo Delta 4, is it Victor Uniform Whiskey?
Yes, sir. This is Carlin up here in Bethpage. Yeah, big old lightning strike right out there a minute ago. Anyway, thought we'd check in and say hello to everybody. Sounds like everything is kind of moving on off to the east.
Excellent. See, there's another example, Carlin. If you don't check in periodically, and obviously we have no minimum standard, so it's not like there's no demands on checking in. But if you don't check in, my mind forgets you. I don't associate the name with the call. I know who you are, Carlin. I just wasn't associating the call with you. That's funny. But you did have a pretty good wind up there?
Yeah, I guess that must have been an EMS that just went by out here. Had a funny sounding siren on the thing. Anyway, yeah, we had a little bit of wind. It wasn't really bad up here. It looked like everything up here to the north of 40 was kind of laxed down. It wasn't as bad as it was back down towards the south. So anyway, it's kind of calmed down, and most of the thunder's back to my east now. So maybe it'll come on down to the sun's down, and it'll clear on out here in a little bit.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I got the impression a lot of the heavier stuff was going south, like toward Rutherford.
Yeah, it seemed like I heard them say on the TV here a while ago that there was some storm damage down around Columbia. So I don't know if it was just heavy winds or what, but anyway, that's what I heard. Well, let me jump out of here so y'all get moved up to 10 meters. I guess that's where you head to there. It's 10 minutes till 9. And I've been sitting here listening to y'all. Sound like everybody's doing okay. So this is Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey, KD4VW Carlin up here in Mount Vernon community of Bethpage, and I'll be clear.
Yep, very good. That was Carlin. Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey in Bethpage. Great signal, by the way. You were doing big numbers here. I don't remember exactly what it was, but a nice solid, probably yes. It was 20 over or 40 over, or maybe in between there, but you were doing great. All right. Anybody else checking in? Please come now.
Comment, Paul.
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, your net count, I'm showing 786. You said 787.
I can double check on it. I just try to fib a little bit, you know, I just make it look bigger than it is. I don't know. I'm going back two nets, and it was 785, 786, and this week 787. I could have misnumbered them. And the previous one, 784.
Yeah, the last one I have is 785.
You taking your meds that day?
Yeah, I took them twice.
I don't know. That's apparently you blocked out.
Right. I just wanted to make sure I was right.
I don't know. It's 787 according to my numbers here. Although it's not critical. It's not like this is moon landing or Mars landing stuff.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to see if I was off or you were off.
No, it looks like I'm on the money. I mean, I'll double check and go back, but I'd have to be off more than about 4 or 5 nets.
Okay, well, I got it written down, 787.
All righty. Yeah, 787. Anybody, any other net check-ins? Please come now, any place, anywhere. All righty, we're going to go over 10 meters, 28.415. Give me a second to get over there and dodge all my dogs on the floor here. This is K4PEW, QSYing to 28.415.
How many 2-meter check-ins did you have?
25.
Thank you.
Same as your age, James.
Thanks. My old man.
Very good. I wouldn't know what to do if I was 25. I'd be just as dumb as I was then.
Oh, you seem to be a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, very good. All righty. So do you, for that matter. All righty. This is K4PEW. Moving over to 28.415. 28.415.
Lightning.
Oh, there it is. All right. This is K. Hold on. This is Kilo 4, Papa Echo Whiskey for the Mt Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for check-ins from the east. Please come now. Oh, hang on 1 second, guys. I got to run outside. I messed up on my antenna connections tonight. I'll be right back. K4PEW. Michael, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Hey, Paul, you sound like you're a little bit high in frequency over here.
Well, I probably am just a little bit. The problem I'm on right now is I need to, if you would make an announcement, because you got a pretty good signal, tell everybody I'll be back in about 60 seconds. I'm on the wrong antenna and I got to make the switch outside.
Okay, we'll do.
All righty. All right, now that I've messed all that up, this is K4PW net control for Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 10 meters from the east. Please come now. I'm not hearing a darn thing. Anybody east?
All I can hear you, your signal's real low.
Well, I don't know why it's real low. I just hooked up to that 10 meter, the correct antenna.
Well, before you sounded like you were way off frequency.
No, I was on another antenna at the time and I was off frequency. All right, very good. Anybody else can hear me besides Michael? All right, very good, Greg. How's my signal to you tonight?
It's not very good at all.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the weather. I don't know. I just switched over and I'm pretty sure I'm tuned up properly on the right antenna here. But let's move on from there. Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg in Antioch. Who else is any place? Well, from the south or east. All right, Jimmy. How am I sounding to you, Jimmy?
You sound a little tinny.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I know you didn't say skinny. Yeah, very good. You sound okay. A little, it's same kind of routine. Yours, you had a very narrow audio tonight, but but I can copy you real well. Who else is east or south? East, south, or north? I don't know if I heard somebody in there or not. Anybody copying that? Danny. Which one is Danny? Danny in which one is Danny?
In Gallatin, last three is Golf, Oscar, November.
Oh, very good. Golf, Oscar, November, Danny. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you very well at all. I got to check on that antenna, that's for sure. Something's going on here. I am connected to the right one, though. Maybe it's the weather, I hope. Who else is, I was on a relay for Danny in Gallatin. Who else is east or north?
Kilo Charlie 9, Echo Tango Sierra.
Hey, very good, Paul. How am I sounding now?
Very good. You're at 9, a little over. It's kind of like fluttery tonight, though.
I'm guessing that's the weather thing. It's got to be. I'm right on frequency. At least my radio tells me I am.
Yeah, you sound better now as far as frequency goes.
All right, very good. That was Paul. Whiskey. Well, I'll get it right here in a second. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra here in Mount Juliet. Who else is any place, anywhere? Anybody copying anything I can't?
I'm hearing nothing, Paul.
All right, hearing anything there, Paul?
Nothing here.
Well, we may be stuck with 5. We're going to stick around until we get 10. Doesn't matter how long it takes. This is K4PEW. Anybody else checking in before we jump out? I'm copying nothing. If you're saying something and I can't hear you, just email me at k4pew@arrl.net. All right, very good. We're gonna just quit the net right now. We had a slow night tonight, kinda. I mean, we did have 25 check-ins, but normally we have about 30. So this is pretty. We usually have about 9 to 12 on the 10 meter, and we only have 5. So no big deal. It's a storm. Everybody's got all the wusses got their antennas and their gear disconnected. And we're just the idiots who have it all running. All right, very good. Have a great night, everybody. It's K4P.